Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another PlayStation review. Today's review is for Arcade Paradise. Now this is a game that has only just been released on the PlayStation, just yesterday I think it was. This is a game that's getting a little bit of buzz. I first heard about this game a couple of weeks ago. And I think even SkillUp covered it briefly on one of his videos. Didn't review it or anything, but he did say it was a game he was interested in. And that's what got my interest up in this game. Now, the concept of this game is you play like a teenager who is given kind of one last chance by his father to run a local business, and it is a laundromat, or as we call them in the UK, a laundrette. So you turn up on your first day, you do the menial tasks of emptying washers, filling dryers, cleaning up round the laundromat, and then you discover in the back room that in actual fact there are some old arcade machines. You get in contact with your sister, I think it is, who used to run the laundromat, and she had a great business idea. She thought that while people were waiting for their washing to be done, if there were some arcade machines in the back, that would earn you some good money while they are waiting. So the idea of this game is essentially you are running your laundrette at the front, and then in the back room you are trying to expand your arcade empire. As you earn money, you can buy different arcade machines, you can fill it up, you can expand the space in the back to make the arcade bigger, and ultimately, by the end of it, the money you're making from the arcade will dwarf the money you're making in the laundrette, and then you can kind of stick two fingers up to your father sort of thing. So that's the idea of this game, basically, which is really, when you think about it, a genius idea. Now, I have to say, guys, this is one of the most fun and addictive games I think I've played for quite a while. I love these types of games that just play around with really cool ideas. Now, obviously, many of us that play games, and certainly many of you who are watching this, we've got a real fondness for gaming and retro gaming as well. And I think that's why this game, for me, works just so well, because it's got a really addictive gameplay loop. Even emptying washers and filling up dryers and trying to get the laundry out on time, which will earn you some money, is quite addictive. But in between, you can go in the back and you could play every single one of these arcade machines, which I think is just such a genius idea. And they're all like different twists and different plays on very familiar arcade games like Pac-Man, GTA. You've got like darts games, you've got like racing games, you've got little RPGs, you've got stacking games, you name it. There's all sorts of different arcade machines for you to get involved in and buy, dance machines, all this kind of stuff. It is incredible, and every single one of them is playable. It's wonderful. And every single one of them is fun in their own way, and some of them you enjoy more than others. This one that you're seeing right now, Racer Chaser I think it's called, is one of my personal favourites. Essentially it's Pac-Man crossed with a little bit of GTA. But there are so many fun ones, and you get a real sense of achievement when you've earned enough money to buy yourself a new arcade machine, because it gets delivered the morning after, and you get this little fanfare. This van drops it off, as you can see. You get this little fanfare, and then you get to choose where you're going to put it in the arcade room at the back. And you can even bring up the map, and you can alter how the arcade looks and change which position the machines go in. And essentially what you can do with each of these arcade machines, you can see how much money they're making. Some are more popular than others, so the idea is the ones that aren't as popular as some of the others, you can move them and put them next to the popular ones, which will increase their income. You can change whether the game is easy, medium or hard to play. You can change how much it costs to play them. There's, it's like a management sim as well. As the game progresses, you've got like upgrades that you can add in. You can upgrade all aspects of the laundrette and the arcade. You can buy other upgrades, so you can eventually buy like an assistant in the laundrette and around the place. You can buy like advertisements and promote your business, and a whole range of other upgrades on like an eBay type site. You've got like this computer in your office, and you go on there to kind of buy your upgrades. You can buy songs for your jukebox, you can buy different arcade machines, and that's where you go to ultimately expand your arcade in the back. It's not all 100% positives. I do think there are some things they could have tidied up and made a little better. Occasionally, I mean, it's definitely a little bit rough around the edges of the game, but I still do think it looks fantastic, especially the arcade in the back. You get a real retro feel from that. But sometimes some trash you can't pick up. I would prefer, like early on in the game, the option to maybe have a few more laundry options to make a bit more money. You've got like 2 or 3 on the go at once, and I would have preferred a bit more. The characters, like all the customers in your laundrette and arcade, they look fine from a distance, and then when you walk up to them, you get like this weird pixelated effect. I don't know if that's on purpose, but to me, it just doesn't look great. You could argue it does get repetitive sometimes, but for me, the achievement of like making the money and then upgrading the arcade and buying new machines and all this kind of stuff kind of kept me really interested. There are vending machines in the laundrette that you can't do anything with. I think it would have been nice to maybe earn money from the vending machines or even buy new vending machines. That would have been pretty cool. And a speed up option would have been nice as well. Sometimes you do find yourself standing and waiting for the washers and the dryers to finish. And sometimes you go and play one of the arcade machines and then one of the washers or the dryers finish. And if you take too long to swap them over, you'll get less money for them. But in regards to positives, it's massively addictive. You get a real sense of achievement when you're playing the game. It's got real fun mini games like repairing the machines, unblocking the toilet, even pulling chewing gum off when you're tidying up. It's got these weird, cool mini games. Even chucking the trash in the trash can out the back, that becomes a mini game. And they've been quite creative in how they've done all of it. And I just think it's such a genius idea to have like these little retro arcade machines in the back that you can play, and some of them you can play multiplayer as well, not just single player. It's just incredible. And the to-do list gives you another sense of achievements, because you need different money to shop on like the eBay store, so you need to tick off tasks on your to-do list every day, and that means you'll earn money to earn things to buy things on the eBay store. For me, I just think for about, how much did I pay for this? About £15. It's just, there's so much here to enjoy. Like I said, the gameplay loop is massively addictive. If you just want to stay in the back and play these really cool retro arcade games, you can do that. But this is like a full like management sim as well. It's got literally everything you could want. It's fun. It's got quite a decent sense of humour, like radio stations playing on the jukebox and stuff, and it is quite fun, quite light-hearted in its approach, and it never feels boring. There's always something to do here. Whether if you're bored with doing the laundry stuff, you can just go in the back and play all the games, collect the money from the games that people have been paying you, and you'll build up your money and you'll just continue growing your arcade paradise. I'm really impressed with this one. Yeah, it's a bit rough around the edges, but I have to say, I do think it's a lot of fun, which is why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I'm just really quite impressed with this one. And for the price, I just don't think you can go wrong. It's like a real dream for gamers, really, because they've really tapped into that retro love that we have of games. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review. And of course, I will be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.